So, John, I still believe it is there's a Super Bowl run in there. What are the what would fix not Tom Brady? What would fix the Tampa Bay Buccaneers woes to make you change to be like, okay, they are the Super Bowl contender that a lot of people do believe that they are. Like, what would change? Like, just give me your speech.
I think it can be multiple things at once. The offensive
Mm-hmm.
line being healthy, Chris
Okay.
Godwin and Mike Evans. Godwin has never fully clicked with Tom Brady. He did in Jameis's last year at the team. If you were to get a fully healthy Chris Godwin and Mike Evans together, that 1A,
But
1B would make this a contender. But
okay,
without it, it's just
I
too one
yeah,
dimensional.
I do want to speak in something that's realistic because we obviously know Chris Godwin's not going to be 100% this year. That's next year we're talking. I want to talk about this year. So the first thing you said was the offensive line, right? That I believe is going to be healthy. Donovan Smith is back. His elbow is going to get better. Luke Godecki, the rookie, I believe he will get better with time. You got Shaq Mason. He's played with Tom. I think he's going to be able to get chemistry. Like we all know that the offensive line is a big chemistry part. And then you got Tristan Wirfs, who's still one of the best tackles in the game, right tackles or overall tackles if you want. Ryan Jensen is rumored to be back earliest week 9. Probably not that. I would say maybe more towards a December date, but he will be back, and he's a big part to that offensive line. He's Tom really likes him. Uh, and he'll actually, get somebody he's more comfortable with under center, which is a very important part of football that a lot of people forget, me included. The center is very, very critical. So the offensive line, right, that can be fixed. If they make a move for either a Brandon Cooks or Kareem Hunt, because obviously we could say they're not going to get both of them. If they make a move for either one of them, who would you go for? And do you think that helps out a lot more?
I don't think any move is saving this Buccaneers team. It's a matter of health, coaching, scheme, and just most of all, this talent. It's one of the best rosters in football, but it just
Yeah,
hasn't come together. The tackles, the wide receivers, whether it's been injuries this year or just a lack of cohesion, this
yeah,
Buccaneers team feels off. It's
yeah.
much different than the second half of the 2020 season.
Yes, and I said that when I first started talking. But that's what I'm saying. Like we're in week, what are we in? Week 7 now, going into week 8. There's still time. It's still relatively early. It's relatively early. This division is still open. It's easily winnable. I still think the Bucks are going to be a double-digit win team. I believe it because I believe that they're going to be able to get this fixed. I don't remember when their bye week is. I think it's soon. It might be week 10, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but it's all
Week
about getting
11.
health. Week 11, that's a pretty good time. So in the next couple weeks, it's all about getting right at the right time, right? Firing all cylinders, getting the chemistry, being healthy at the right time. The Bucks did that in 2020. Now you say this isn't the same team. I agree with that. It's the how do I say it? The core of the team is still honestly the same team as it was. Obviously, they're missing some people, but they still got 3 of the best linebackers in the game, one of the best linebacking units in the game. They're not playing like it, but talent-wise, they are one of the best linebacking units in the game. Antoine Winfield Jr. is a beast out of the safety position. You still got Vita Vea on the D line. Logan Hall is a big boy up front. Akeem Hicks, like I said, he's going to get healthy. He's going to be back. I think probably within the next 2 weeks, he's going to be back.
How'd they do against Carolina on Sunday, those guys?
With which guys?
That defense you just listed off to me, how'd they look against that Carolina Panthers offense?
Well, Akeem. Well, that's what I said. Akeem Hicks was in. He didn't play. And like I said, Sean Murphy Button did not play, and Carlton Davis III got injured in the game where did not play the entire game.
And Antoine Winfield has a concussion. He's going to miss next
Okay,
week against the
okay.
Ravens.
Oh, okay. I actually didn't know that. I didn't see that on the injury report. So he's missing the game against the Ravens.
Yeah,
Okay, so
unclear.
yeah. So again, I think maybe they get both their top 2 cornerbacks back this Thursday. Maybe not because it's such a quick turnaround. That defense didn't play well. I've been saying that the last couple of weeks. Is the defense caused a turnover? When's the last time this defense got a turnover? It's been a couple
The
weeks.
Steelers, they had one pick.
Yeah. No,
Memory
no, they didn't.
serves.
They didn't turn the ball over against the Steelers. Their last turnover was a couple
Oh, no,
weeks
you're
ago.
right. Kenny
Yeah.
Pickett didn't have a pick.
No, they did. That's what I'm saying. And look at the shock. You thought that they did just because, oh, they did. You would think that with a Mitchell Trubisky-led team or Kenny Pickett, who's throwing an interception, every other game except for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, which is absolutely shocking. You would think PJ Walker would turn the football over once. Nope. Has this defense given Tom any help whatsoever? No.
In the
Has
Steeler game,
Tom,
they gave Tom help. The entire second quarter and third quarter, he had
no,
many opportunities.
I'm talking as a turnover. You want to get this, if this offense is lacking, and what we're saying is it's lacking, then give the offense a little boost by giving them a short field. Get them a little bit confidence rolling. What do they say about receivers early in the game? Let them just touch the ball on the first drive. Let them just touch the ball on one of the first couple of plays. Get their confidence going. Give your offense a short field and let's see what happens after that.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at BestStamp. When it comes to sports betting, BestStamp is changing the game. You want to maximize your return, and with the BestStamp app, all you have to do is download it and sign up on their different affiliate sportsbooks, and you can see all the best odds given straight to you in one single place. The visual tools are very helpful, and by the end of the year, you can use it for accounting. You can get all the analytics that you'll need so that you can bet like a pro. Be sure to use our referral code at WiseGuys, WISEGUYS. Thank you to BetStamp for supporting us, and as always, back to the show.
I give it to you. Listen, is Tom playing like last year, Tom? No, he doesn't have the numbers that Tom had last year. Obviously not. But is he turning the football over? Just a question. Is he? How many turnovers he's got all year? 2. He's got a fumble and he's got an interception. That's it. That's one of the best in the NFL. And when you couple that with a defense that's giving you no turnovers in the last couple weeks, and then you also couple that with no run game, no support in the run game whatsoever. You couple that with an offensive line that is having trouble protecting. And then you couple that with Chris Godwin, who's coming off a torn ACL and doesn't look like he's got the same burst. He can still catch the ball and he's still physical as hell. I'm not going to take that away from him, but he just doesn't have the burst that he did last year before the injury. And then you get Mike Evans that dropped it. It's like, come on. And like against the Steelers, I don't get caught up in the numbers like you and Justin. I understand it's easy to get caught up in the numbers, right? A lot of people do. They look at the numbers and they go, "Oh my God, look." Tom Brady's been there, done that with the numbers. For me, I've always been, did you win at the end of the day? Did you win? I don't care what you put up. Did you win at the end of the day? They didn't get the job done. But you're not going to – the Carolina game, okay, whatever. That they didn't even have a chance. The game against Green Bay and the game against the Steelers came down to a 2-point conversion tie. You're not going to sit here and tell me they weren't in the game. And you can make fun of me all you want. Oh, but Brandon, Tom Brady only putting up 18 points against that trash Steelers defense. Oh, Brandon, that Tom Brady only putting up 12 points against that terrible Packers defense. I don't care about the numbers and the stats. Did you get a W at the end of the day? He didn't, but he was still in the field to get that W.
So week 2 against the Saints, the Buccaneers got 5 turnovers.
Yes.
In the 5 weeks since then, they've gotten a grand total of 3. They've not gotten a single one, fumble or interception, since October 2nd.
And we should say that against that Saints team with Jameis Winston, who's a turnover machine.
Hell yeah. And in the first quarter this year, the Broncos have went from 6.5 points per game last year to 2.6 this season. The Buccaneers have a lot of problems. I believe at the root of it is coaching turnover. Todd Bowles has a lot to prove, and to me, he seems more fit to be the coordinator type. His OC has not done a good job at all. I feel this Buccaneers offense was much better with Bruce Arians, in part to the offensive line being better, and also the offense just clicking in the passing game. So far this year, it has been wobbly, and defensively, this team is AFK. So there's a lot of issues right now in Tampa Bay.
I hate to say it. I really do, because I really like Todd Bowles and I was rooting for him, but it's you got to think if Bruce Arians was still there and Todd Bowles was in the defensive coordinator spot and Byron Leftwich was in his OC spot like he still is, would this Tampa Bay team have lost the game against the Steelers?
2 backup quarterbacks. Don't forget it.
2 backup. The Carolina game, I'm only talking about the games that were close because the Carolina game became 21-3 at that.
That Falcon game got a little bit too close to comfort too in the fourth quarter. That one was way too close.
It did. But again, This team didn't look like that when Bruce. And I know people will say, "Oh, but Gronk's gone, AB's gone, and Dominican Sue's gone, JPP's gone, Kappa's gone, Marpet's gone." Those guys ain't coming back. None of those guys come. I mean, you could call in Dominican Sue. He's still on the free agency, but he's not going to change your life. And honestly, I think he's pretty cool with probably walking into the sunset.
And a guy we haven't mentioned, Julio Jones.
I thought he was en route to have a big season. I thought, a couple plays here and there, like, in the game, like a couple catches in the game. I didn't think he was going to be like, 1,000-yard receiving guy. I don't. But could he make some big plays? And we saw it against Dallas. The 43-yard bomb, I believe it was. It was beauty. Where are you, Julio? First it's a hamstring. Now it's looking like it's a knee injury. He can't stay healthy. It sucks. That's why I say they have to make a move. I do believe 100% that the Buccaneers have to make a move before this November. The trade line is November 1st. We're closing in on it. What's today's date? The 24th? 4th? Closing in on it. It's about to be 25th tomorrow. Got 6 days, right? My math correct? 7 days maybe. Got to make a move. I think Brandon Cooks or Kareem Hunt would be big spark guys for this team.